All right. So welcome once more to this session. At the end, I will allow you if you have any question to ask. Our session will take few minutes, and I hope that you will be logged in throughout. I will focus on life skills. This is an important course, of course, that is not examinable, but very critical to just prepare you, even as you begin your nursing career. So I will put it in slideshow. Hopefully slides will be changing. So life skills is what we are discussing. Now, maybe just to welcome all of you to this very, very important session. I want to indicate that the intention of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Zambia to come up with this very important course was basically to equip you with so much knowledge that will help you navigate challenges in your life. So, in this course, you'll be helped to understand some of the very critical skills that you need to respond to different situations that you may encounter, even away from your academic life. And it would be critical, of course, to I think indicates that we will start by defining life skills. Then we will go on to describe the different life skills and how these life skills can play very important roles in our lives. We will describe and develop the different coping and self-management skills, develop interpersonal and communication skills, and we will go on and on. So then the bigger question could, what are life skills? Of course, this this is an activity that you can jot down in your book or wherever whatever you're using to just record this session. Um, it's just trying to help you think about a time in your life when you faced or encountered a very difficult situation. Okay, what did you do? What actions did you institute to navigate such a problem? Now, eh, what is important is that life skills, as defined by WHO, World Health Organization, are basically the ability for adaptive and positive behavior that enable individuals to deal effectively with the demands and the challenges of everyday life. So your strength, your capability to adapt in a more positive manner. By the way, behavior is defined as observable acts that one will portray. Okay, so these observable acts, which we are going to notice from you when you encounter a problem, the emphasis is they need to be positive. So them being positive, it speaks volumes to the skills that are in you. So life skills can also be defined as the abilities that enable individuals to overcome challenges of everyday life. Okay. Then what are some of these life skills? Okay. Or what are the types of these life skills? So mainly they are categorized in three. Okay. Number one, coping and self-management skills. Coping and self-management skills. Number two, critical thinking and decision making skills. Critical thinking and decision making skills. The fourth one is interpersonal and communication skills. Interpersonal and communication skills. Okay. So we will begin with the first one, coping and self-management skills. Okay. So coping and self-management skills refer to skills that we will increase our abilities to control our actions and behavior in response to everyday challenges. Okay. And um, and by the way, that's the way to cope up. Coping is adapting. Okay. I would give you a very good example. Someone moves from one place and gets into another place, a place that is so strange to them. When they have moved to that new place or a strange place, the question is, will such a person adapt to that new environment? Are they going to cope up with what they will face in that new area? So coping is again a skill, of course, that we need to develop. Now, coping has also been attached to self-management. How then do we manage ourselves? I'll give you an example of this young gentleman, could be a boy or a girl. They send them into boarding school, could be high school. Then this probably is their first time going in there. The bigger question is, are they going to manage themselves? Someone who was being cared for by their guardians, everything is being provided for them. Then this time around, they are let loose, they are on their own. There is no any other person that they need to lean on. How are they going to manage themselves? So, coping and self management skills are very important, okay, very critical. Why are they critical? It is because these two critical elements, coping and self-management skills, they go deep down to issues. Number one, for example, self-awareness. Okay, self-awareness. How well do you know yourself? Okay, self-esteem. Self-esteem is all about the way you value, the way you view yourself. So if one, someone is not aware who they are, then they have low self-esteem. They don't believe in themselves. They have poor values and beliefs. They have poor goal setting skills, stress and stress management techniques. Definitely, this individual will not manage to cope up, and they will not also manage to take care of themselves. So, in short, coping and self-management skills, it's a broader term. It's like an umbrella. So, how do we manage this? One, underneath this umbrella, there's an issue of self-awareness. Just ask yourself even now. If I ask you a question, okay? I ask you a question, people that are on this platform listening. If I ask you a question, I just say, who are you? What response are you going to give? Okay? And from the responses that you are going to give, we will definitely know that this person is not even sure who they are. So it begins from there. Okay? Self-esteem. Some of you, you feel, you so believe that, Lord, maybe if I was created in another form, okay? If I was created to be more lighter, and through those small sentiments, you are killing your self-esteem. So self-esteem is all about the value, okay? So someone who has positive self-esteem is someone who will be able to cope up and manage themselves because they believe in themselves. Values and beliefs, these are things that we hold so dear. Some of you, you may not have very good values that you attach to yourselves. And that starts just affecting you negatively. So the reason why we want to tackle life skills course, it is because it is something that will be your pillar even as you move through, okay, through 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 this education. Then the second one we said that the type of life skills was critical thinking and the decision making skills. Okay, critical thinking is not just thinking anyhow. And by the way, one of the most expensive things that people do is thinking. If your thinking is shallow, even decisions that will make in your life will be decisions that will not make sense. So critical thinking is not just on the surface, no. It actually helps you to think through things critically, okay, and effing on uncovering issues that a person merely at first contact may not even see. So critical thinking, decision making becomes so important. Now, decision making, it's all about picking alternatives from so many options. Now, for you to pick these alternatives, you need to have a skill of selecting. And this skill of selecting alternatives is what we are referring to as decision making. Okay. And I also need to indicate that critical thinking and decision making skills for me they become a pillar of someone. Because for example, if your decisions are ever so poorly done, ah, life becomes so very difficult. Okay, life becomes so very difficult. There could be someone who would be saying, even doing nursing, this was a decision that was made by my parents. I'm just living their dream. That becomes unfortunate. Okay, so decision making is actually emanating from the first skill. If you value yourself, you see yourself very worthy, you'll be very comfortable to make decisions. We have people you go into town, even just purchasing a shoe, it will be very difficult. You want someone whom you can share, or you want someone to help you. You'll be like, is this shoe nicer or the other one? You don't even know what you are looking for. Okay? Even going into a relationship becomes so difficult. Today you are in this relationship, tomorrow you are in the other relationship, the other day you are in the other relationship. There should be a problem. The other one is interpersonal communication skill. Now, this entails that individuals have to interact with other people. You cannot and you will never live on your own. You need to depend on others. Now, depending on others, you have to have good communication skills. Okay, very good communication skills. Now, communication, of course, we know is that it's not just about producing these words the way I'm talking. No, even the way you portray yourself, actions. So all this is communication. Now, communication skills are so critical. Uh-huh. How are they critical? Because that's the only skill we will depend on to get information from you. Okay? And again, this is just a build up from where we are coming from. Okay? If you are not valuing yourself, communication becomes so difficult. Talking becomes so difficult. But it is time that you realize that you are worthy and you can ably portray or communicate what you are feeling. And examples that under this umbrella of this skill, interpersonal communication skill, the issue of negotiation. Okay, how do you negotiate? Negotiation does not only come when you are trying to purchase a good. No, it goes beyond that. Are you able to negotiate with your colleagues? Okay, no, this time I think I'm busy. I cannot be involved in this activity. Maybe later I'll join you. Assertiveness. Okay, assertiveness. Assertiveness is effectively standing on your position without violating the rights of other people. Okay, for example, if I came to you, okay, I'm like, can you escort me? Okay, can you escort me into town? Your no should be a no, not a no with yes, yes, yes in the shadow. No. Okay? Assertiveness is knowing your rights and using those rights never to violate the rights of the next person. Give you an example. You are staying in a boarding house. Okay, you're staying in a boarding house. Your friend is studying, seated next to you, and yourself, you want to play on the radio, and you really need to listen to this song, probably its latest and so on. So an assertive person, they will use headphones to plug into the system. Okay? They will use headphones to plug into the system or use headsets to plug into their laptop so that music is only heard by themselves. Why? They do not want to disturb the next person. So you have right to listen to that music. But again, you don't have the right to disturb the next person. Okay? So that is being assertive. Conflict resolution. How do you resolve your conflict? Okay? And when we go through this session, we will discover that we have even types on how you need to resolve conflicts. Okay? Leadership and psychosocial support skills, all these are so critical. Now, when you exhibit, when you demonstrate these skills, okay, um, you will actually develop very positive relationships. And because of these very positive relationships, you will be acceptable in the society. Okay, you will be very acceptable in your society. Okay, maybe for just going or plowing backwards. We just want to go backwards and uh, review these copying life skills that we were learning. So number one, we are saying we have copying and self-management skills. That's the first one. Number two, we have critical thinking and decision-making skills. The third one is interpersonal and communication skills. So three of them. So the first one, coping and self-management skill, is a huge umbrella. What comes under this one? Self-awareness skills, self-esteem skills, values and beliefs, goal-setting skills, stress and stress management. Study skills also come through this. Then we have the second one, critical thinking skills, decision-making skills. Under this one, what do we have underneath? Critical thinking skills, of course, decision making skills, problem solving skills, and career development. The last one, interpersonal communication skills. What comes under this one? Negotiation, assertiveness, conflict resolution, leadership, and psychosocial support skills. Okay, so these are very important. Why are life skills important? Do you think life skills are important to you as an individual? Maybe at a later time, you can think through this and give reasons for your answer. Why do you think these are very critical and very important? Okay. So coming to the importance, we are almost ending. We are mindful of the 40 minutes tag so that we don't go beyond. So importance of life skills. Number one, they will equip you. Okay, they will equip you with the skills that will definitely help you face challenges of life. Okay, then apart from this, these life skills, if you learn and you acknowledge that you have inefficiency, one thing that will also come out is that you will develop this valueness in you. Sometimes I always refer people to the book of Genesis, okay? When God is creating this man, and by the way, man is male and female, he tells, he creates him in his own image, okay? He creates him in his own image. Another Bible verse actually tells us you are fearfully and wonderfully made. So now, when you have these life skills, they will help you attach so much value to yourself, and at the end, it will be very positive and important and possible for you to overcome obstacles in your life. Okay, they will also equip you to respond to changes in culture. For example, you come into Zambia, you go into Malawi, you discover people behave differently, and at the end of the day, these skills will help you to be culturally sensitive. They will enable you to make informed decisions. What are informed decisions? Informed decisions are decisions that are made after you have this tangible, real-time information. Okay. Then they also help you to develop good social relationships. Okay. It is not nice that every time it is you who is creating issues. When you have these very important skills that we have listed, the three of them, you will develop social interactions. We have 10 minutes to go. Social interactions. And these social interactions, by the way, I've always been saying, investing in the society, investing in friendship, it's a currency. It is money that you cannot count now. It is money that you will count later. At times, life becomes so difficult, and we always fall back on people that are closer to us. And I should also indicate that sometimes people that are even closer to us are strangers to us. Okay? So, this will be so very important for you to take note. Life skills will help you develop very sound relationship. They will empower you to act responsibly and take initiative and take control of your actions. It is not right. You have messed up. You are referring to others as the people that could have contributed to your mess. No. Be assertive, be truthful, maintain that integrity. If it is you who is wrong, it is better you just accept that it is you who is wrong. And these life skills, they will also empower you to avoid negative peer pressure. Okay? Some peer pressure is unnecessary. You have not been taking alcohol this long. Just because of this one individual, you want to follow them. The issue of early pregnancy, the issue of abortion, the issue of early marriages, drug and alcohol abuse, and sex and HIV and AIDS infection. All these can come through if we do not understand who we are. Now, even as we summarize, research has demonstrated that individuals who have developed life skills have actually been seen to be less violent, okay? They are less stressed, and they do not have this destructive behavior in them. And above all, they have the ability to cope up with anxiety, and constructively they resolve their conflicts. It's not that every time you're in a conflict, it's fighting. But what we are noticing from this is that once you develop these skills, and by the way, even as we speak, if you do not have these skills in you, it is important you begin developing them. They have further been found to have improved self-image. People that are assertive, they walk their head tall. Why should you be apologetic every time? You enter this office, the first thing that you pronounce from your mouth is, I'm sorry. Sorry, sir, I'm asking for this and that. It is not right. Be self-motivated. Be self-motivated. So we'll end here. And unless we we have